For the time being, I think we need to go to market opening, which is indicating we start off with a cut of around 150 points, and there are just 190 stocks that are advancing as of now.
It can change pretty quickly given how developments and indications start to come in on the sort of India-Pakistan story. Well, what do we have? 100-point lower is actually already starting to come off from where we started. So about 0.4% down, 24,277 is where we're at. You've got the bank Nifty, which is down about 0.2%, 54,180. The mid-cap index is starting about a 0.25% lower, and I think the small-cap index will come up on your screen. I'll give you a quick sense of how we're starting. 0.5% down, 16,120 on the small-cap index. 10:1 in favor of declines is what you have on the overall NSE board. And of course, as expected, about 38, 39 stocks are lower and 10, 11 stocks are higher. So sharp recovery at play. So from being down a half, we are down about 0.15%, so barely anything at all. And this is what I'm saying. It'll move very fast if the market starts to get a whiff that what has happened, that's it, and nothing more. So 24,350 on the index.
It takes me back to that dreadful day, 26/11, the Mumbai terror attacks. I remember even on that day, even with the uncertainty, the market has a mind of its own, and it decided to close higher. Anyway, now it is financials that are leading this recovery. So let's look at the upside first. Hindalco, Shriram Finance, Geo Finance, SBI Life, so Axis Bank, cutting across the board. Most of these names are on the upside for the time being. Tata Motors up about 2% as well. There's BEL, which is seeing some buying. Hindalco on the upside as well. So these are some of the gainers on the upside. Coal India, Apollo Hospitals, these are the names on the upside. Largely, it's all about the banks. Let's see the downside, because the Nifty is still lower, about 20 points. So Asian Paints, HUL, Lever, FMCG names are on the lower side. IT is a bit lower as well. HCL Tech, TCS as well. Slightly lower. Maruti, Ultratech Cement, Adani Ports, Infosys. These are some of the other stocks. So the early trends are that financials are trying to fight on the upside, and it's tech and FMCG, which is slightly lower. But look at the mid-caps, Nigel. I mean, that index started lower, already bounced back, and now it's notching a gain of 0.5%.
Well, in terms of top gainers today, look at the BSE. Valuation-wise, that stock is not cheap. Their market share in index options has gone to 20%. The street loves that. Valuation is not cheap, mind you, but the street likes those numbers that they have given. And that's why that stock, after having such a big run, it's up close to around 6% as we speak. So a big positive reaction out there. Aarti Drugs, that's the other one that delivered a fairly good set of numbers. So that stock as well is bursting away. And take a look at Paytm from the lows of the day. What a beautiful bump up we have seen on that stock. It's recovered close to around 5% from the day's low. It started off with a cut of close to around % or thereabouts. Tata Motors, that could be one of the potential gainers from this India-UK FTA. And that's why, in fact, that stock is bounced back. It's up close to around 3%. Then the sector that's really in focus is because of that commentary we got in from Gokul Das. They said that currently India exports to the UK is close to around $1 billion. And there's probably another $1 billion of opportunity out there. So Gokul Das is higher, but take a look at a couple of these other names. SP Apparels, that's up close to around 7-8% or thereabouts. You have Indocount as well that's joining in the gains. And KPR Mills, the other one in there, that's bursting away as we speak. So plenty of winners out there. And just as we do this market check in the first 2 minutes of trade, the Indian markets, it appears for the time being, we're looking ahead. The uncertainty is behind. The Nifty is on the verge of moving into the green. The Nifty Bank has recovered 500 points from the low point of the day. And from 190 stocks that were advancing, currently you have 690 stocks that are advancing. Things are still very, very fluid. But for the time being, I think the street was waiting for this geopolitical risk to settle down. And it appears, at least as of now, we're looking ahead.
No, absolutely. And I think market in the green now. So 24,384 is where the Nifty finds itself at. This is not, markets are collective wisdom. And the expectation is that, what's happened, there is no escalation is really priced in that sense. And that the fact is that this is it, and let's sort of move ahead. And actually, it has been, as we've been pointing out, the local crowd, the HNI crowd, who in a way earned their stripes. I mean, the last big call that bunch made is collectively was, that $1 billion they bought during the 4th of June, the election day low. and that turned out to be correct. And they've been sitting on the sidelines expecting something. Now that something has happened, we've struck terrorist strikes across the border, and now we move on. I think that's broadly the expectation as things stand right now. Nothing very much on the wicks as well, so it's kind of flattish to even slightly in the green on the Nifty. Surabhi.
Yeah, no, absolutely. And I think that, like you're saying, Prashant, collective wisdom, because these are precise strikes. They're at terror facilities. It cannot be denied. It's backed by evidence. So easier to perhaps convince the international community as well, if need be, on the need, the mode, and the targets themselves. And perhaps that's why there's hope that this will not escalate. Just one or two more stocks. Prashant was talking about CG Power, which reacted quite negatively yesterday after numbers. That's recovering. Financials are in general doing very well. Look at Chola Investments, look at Muthoot Finance, look at Aditya Birla Capital. There's a wide move beyond the blue chip banks today on the financial side. KI Industries started lower, but it's recovered, it's moved higher. And then I go back to financials, Piramal Enterprises, Poonawalla Finance. So it's a big move across NBFCs today.
Well, that's right. Also pull up Welspun Corp. They won another order, earlier. I think an hour or so ago, it came up on the exchanges. So that stock is well in focus because now the order book has ballooned up to around 20,000 crores or thereabouts. So that's why that one, from starting off in the red, initially, in fact, now that one has moved into the green.